welcome back. Hope you all are enjoying your good health and doing well in your studies. So let's begin the last module of chapter 4 in history, that is forest society and colonialism. In previous module we discussed about the definition of colonialism and the impact of colonialism in India upon the forest society. Now in this module we are going to cover up the forest rebellion which took place in India. So following topics we are going to cover in this module.
Number 1 is the rebellion in the forest and number 2 is the forest transformation in Java. Under these headings, we are going to cover the people of Bastar, the fear of the people and the rise of revolt, and the woodcutters of the Java, that is scientific forestry, war and the deforestation, new development in the forestry.
Let us cover the first topic, that is the rebellion in the forest. Rebellion in the forest which we are going to discuss is the Bastar rebellion. Under this, we are going to talk about the three subtopics, that is the people of Bastar, fear of the people and the rise of revolt. So let us talk about the people of Bastar. So Bastar is a place located in Chhattisgarh where a very popular river used to flow, that is river Indravati. Now these people used to live in unity and they used to speak several languages. Also, there is a common belief among the people that the village land where they are living is the land gifted by the earth and they are supposed to serve and look after all the natural resources nearby it. Also, these people of Bastar, they used to show the great respect towards the power of natural resources or the spirit of river or mountain, etc. In this way, these people used to fence their area very nicely, and if any outsider want to take any wood or resource from their place, then they have to pay certain fee, and this fee in their language is called as Dand or Desari. Now let us cover the fear of the people. So what is that fear among the people? Actually, in year 1905, about two-thirds of the part of the forest is converted into the reserve forest, and it was under totally the control of Britishers. And now these forest society people have no option because they were being banned to do the shifting cultivation, also for hunting as well as for collecting or gathering the food from the forest. In this way, there was a great anxiety among the people how to survive or how to fulfill their daily requirement. Now further, if the two-thirds part of the forest was converted into the reserve forest, then these people were compelled to live in the reserve forest area by asking them to do the free work or in the form of the work by cutting the trees or shifting the wooden logs from one place to another place, or by saving the forest of catching from the fire. Now in this manner, these people were being used by the Britishers and there was a great anxiety among the people. Now one of the tribal person from their own society rised up and his name was Gundadhur, and he planned his people, he associated his people with a signal, or we can say the code words were being used or communicated to rebel against the British policy or the Forest Act, and this is only called as the rise of revolt. So in year 1910, Gundadhur began his revolt against Britishers. He associated people and put an attack towards the offices or the barracks of the British Guards, and then started looting upon all the resources from there. The grains which were being collected from the farmers were being redistributed among the farmers. About 3 months took place to stop the rebel, but finally these people do not able to catch the Gundadhur, even though this rebel was, that's why known as very popular one, and this is only called as the Bastar rebellion.
Rebellion in the forest. Did these things, the mango, bow, chili, a lump of earth, an arrow means anything to you? Perhaps not. However, to the people of Bastar during the year 1910, these acted as a secret symbols inviting villagers to rebel against the British. There were many rebellions against the British which are remembered even till today. The rebellion in the forest of the Bastar in 1910 was one of such. Let us learn little more about the Bastar and the people who lived there. Bastar is located in the southernmost part of the Chhattisgarh and shares its border with the Andhra Pradesh, Orissa, Maharashtra. A number of different communities live in the Bastar and people speak different languages, but they all have common customs and belief. People of Bastar believe that land is gifted from the Mother Earth to the humans, that humans should respect this gift. They look after their forest with a great affection and care. An annual big hunt of the Pargana or the cluster of village is held. Every headman of the village discuss issues related to the forest. However, under the colonial rule of the people, Bastar were exploited for a long time. They were forced to pay the higher land rents and work for free and provide free goods to the government officials. They suffered even more due to the famine that hit Bastar in 1899 to 1900 and again in 1907 to 1908. The proposal of government in 1905 to reserve 2/3 of the forest land, stop shifting cultivation, hunting, collection of the forest produce was the last straw for the people of Bastar. The initiative of the rebellion against the British was taken by the Dhruvas of the Konga forest, which was the first forest to be reserved. Household in every village supported the rebellion by the bearing of its expense. One prominent name associated with this rebellion was the Gundadhur, a mass movement of the destruction in the form of looting, bearing of the school, police stations and the houses of the officials and traders spread through the Bastar. Even though the British were unable to suppress the rebellion, it took them 3 months to bring the situation totally under the control. The rebellion is in the Bastar worth remembering as it was the major victory for all Indians. The work on the forest reservation was temporarily suspended, and the area to be reserved was reduced to the half. Even today, the people of Bastar proudly recall and recreate the story of the successful rebellion in the Bastar of 1910. And that was Gundadhur, who became the legendary hero.
Moving toward the last topic, now here is the forest transformation in Java. As we have seen, the colonial ruling in India, in the same way, the impact of colonial ruling in Java we are going to discuss, and how does their forest society got affected, that also we are going to cover in this topic. Here Java is a place located in Indonesia, and Indonesia is controlled by or colonized by Dutches. In the same way, let us see how the forest society got affected under the colonial ruling of Dutches. There is a specific community in Java, and they were highly skilled and they were called as the woodcutter of Javas, and they were popularly known as the Kalams. So Kalams are the specific community who are highly skilled in cutting down of the trees. They are the woodcutters, and whenever any king wanted to make a big fort or the palace, then they used to call these highly skilled people or the Kalams for cutting down or placing down the trees. Now, when Dutches controlled completely upon Java, then they too promoted the forest law or act in Java so that they can easily utilize the forest resource area from there. After implementing the forest law, they simultaneously controlled upon the forest society. They also banned the forest society people not to enter into the forest, and they too also conserve the forest area or reserve the forest area in their guidance or the control. Now, due to the scientific forestry, the life of the people got affected highly in Java because they were not being allowed to enter into the reserve forest area. They were being banned to do the shifting cultivation. In this way, like India, the forest society people of Java, their life become full of stress or struggle. Now, when this scientific forestry were being promoted, that time period in a year, around 2,80,000 wooden logs for making of the sleepers for the railway track were being supplied from Java, and this showed a great destruction of the deforestation in Java which took place. Now let us see the result of war and the deforestation in Java. As we know, the impact of World War I and II was great, not only towards the life and other resources, but towards the natural resources of the forest area as well. So, in World War I and II, most of the forest resources were vanished off or destroyed, and deforestation was taking place much and much because Allied power, they wanted to replenish their loss in their places when they participated in the war. That's why we can say the forest society people, once again they were being forced to move away from the forest and live into the another part of the land. This is how the deforestation result was there. And now the last topic is new development in the forestry. So around 1980s, government took wonderful step. They decided and discussed, several meetings were being conducted, and then they decided finally that forests need not to give any kind of protection under the forest guards or any other outsider. Forest people can only take care and look after the forest resources nicely. Once again, many forest areas were being given back to the forest society people, and they were being told to take care of the forest. And government nicely realized that yes, the forest society can be better taken care under the guidance or under the care of forest society people only. So this is the end of the chapter, dear children. In this way, we have successfully completed the entire syllabus of prescribed book NCERT in grade 9. If any one of you have missed out any of the video lecture, then you may open the description box which is mentioned below. With this, stay happy, stay fit.
Let us do some questionnaire at the end. Forest management in Java was under the control of Dutchess, Britishers, Japanese or Chinese. Next question is, who were Kalangs of Java? Farmers of Java, tax collectors and skilled forest woodcutters or shifting cultivators, or none of these? What was the main cause of worry for the people of Bastar? The colonial government proposed to reserve 2/3 of the forest in 1905, or the collection of the forest produce were banned, they stopped shifting cultivation and hunting, or all of these? Answer all these questions in comment. Thank you for watching.